My name is Yeshi Wamishe. I'm Extension Rice Pathologist for University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture. Here we are in Rice Research and Extension Center, and we are in between the plots of Extension Rice Pathology. So today I would like to talk on rice diseases and the management. And because of the time, it will be brief. So the first and the best defense for diseases is to grow healthy plants. And to grow healthy plants, what we have to do is, number one, we have to know the reactions of our varieties. And knowing the reactions of our varieties, we could match the varieties with our fields. And matching fields with varieties is very important. And the other thing that we have to do is we have to start with clean or good quality seeds. And if you start with good quality seeds, the seedlings will be vigorous. But if you know that your field has got history of seedling disease, it's always important to use seed treatment for your seeds of the selected variety. And fungicides and insecticides are very important. And in recent years, we have been doing some research on seed treatments, and the newer formulations are much better than the older formulations. And Vibrance RST, for example, has been very nice in providing us good stand compared to the older formulations. And recently, Zeltera is found to be very nice as well. So treat your seeds if you have a history of seedling diseases. And the other thing that you have to do is your management, other managements, and check the nutrition level of the soil, and check your water amount and pumping capacity before you actually plant. And your planting date, if possible, earlier is the better. And also the seeding rate is very important. Always you have to allow, some air to go through the canopy so that it will not be favorable for diseases. And nitrogen amount is very, very important. So excessive nitrogen usually increases the pressure of disease. And next to that, scouting is very important. And scouting does not always imply that you have to apply fungicides. For example, if you scout for leaf blast and you find leaf blast, and you don't have to apply fungicides immediately unless the seedlings are dying. If the seedlings are dying and there is intense leaf burn down, then maybe spot application of fungicides might be possible, but raising the flood depths is the way to manage the leaf blast. But what we have to worry about is the late season blast. And the late season blast includes the collar blast, depending on where actually the pathogen is affecting: collar blast, node blast, neck blast, and panicle blast. And of all these, the neck blast is the worst one, and followed by the panicle blast. And these two together, they can cause near 100% yield loss. So protective fungicides are important for this. And one important thing that I would like to mention here is, for example, in some fields, once the heads are out like this, the necks are out completely like this, and fungicide application for blasts is already too late. So you should be going from late boot to up to 70% head out, meaning that the heads should be still in the boots. For example, this is like 10% head out. So the first application may be applied at this stage, and the second application could be 7 to 10 days after the first application. And the simple reason why we're applying twice is, number one, to protect the main tillers, and the second one is actually to protect the secondary tillers. And by doing the first tiller, actually, we are also reducing the amount of inoculum that will be affecting the secondary tillers. So some people ask us, why not only one application? If you time it right, you can go with one application. But mind you, if the necks are out of the boot, it is already too late to apply fungicides for neck blasts or panicle blast. And the other fungicide requiring diseases are the SMUTs, KERNEL SMUT and fall SMUT. And we talk about timing. Timing is very important. Triazoles are the most important fungicides for suppression of this disease, and early boot to mid boot is the timing that is recommended, and the optimum timing actually is the mid boot. And the later you go, what happens is the benefit that you are getting from the fungicide application will be reduced. And the other most important disease in rice is sheath blight. And with sheath blight, maybe, you know, most of the fungicides that are sprayed across the state are for this disease. And the main thing that we have to remember in sheath blight is we have to be able to protect the upper 3 leaves, including the flag leaf. And there is a threshold for fungicide application, and 35% positive stop for susceptible and 50% positive stop for moderately susceptible varieties. But if you delay the fungicide application because the weather is not favoring the disease, then would be better, because as long as the 3 upper leaves are protected, the yield loss due to the sheath blight will be minimal. But if there is a fast wind, then, you know, the stems might be weaker, and the lodging will be another effect of the sheath blight. But speaking of the sheath blight, we've got a test over here with the contemporary fungicides. For example, this is the unsprayed check. And you can see over here, I can open it like this. So by the way, these plots are artificially inoculated, and it is highly affected. And compared with the ones which are treated with quadris, for example, it is almost clean. This has been like 5 weeks since it has been applied, and still it is holding up, and there is no much sheath blight in it. And look at the Quilt XL, and in the Quilt XL also you can see it is clean, and we used here 20 fluid ounce of the Quilt XL. And over there you can see Amster Top, and we use 12 fluid ounce of Amster Top, and it still is holding up and it is clean. And here we've got Elegia, and also we use the upper limit of our dose of Elegia, and which is also clean over here. And these two are with a newer, and it's not labeled yet, product which is known as Excalia. And the red is very small, 2 and 3, and both the 2 and 3 are holding up, and they are clean. Speaking of fungicides, last year we started fungicide tests using Quilt XL and Amster Top, and with the rates of Amster Top 14 ounces and Quilt XL 21 ounces per acre. And we use 3 water volumes: 3 GPA, 10 GPA, and 20 GPA. And last year on the field day, we showed up that the untreated check and the 3 GPA were almost the same in disease intensity. And when we saw the yield, there was no significant difference between the yield as well. But the 10 GPA and the 20 GPA was the perfect one. And this year we repeated, we left out the 20 GPA because that's not practical. So we just picked 3 GPA and 10 GPA, and we saw the same results like last year. The 3 GPA, the disease level is the same as the untreated check, but the 10 GPA is much better than the 3 GPA. And the yield is not harvested yet, but I'm sure the yield will be also significantly different between the untreated and the 3 GPA and the 10 GPA. So the most important thing and the take-home message here is, number one, if your field has got history, I said if your field has got history of seedling diseases, you have to treat your seeds with fungicides. And the newer fungicides like Vibrance, RST, and Zaltera are better than the older formulations. And two, protect your rice from the late season neck blast, because the next season neck blast is the most devastating. And also, you have to bring in your fungicide decision, you have to bring so many factors together. The variety has to be susceptible, and the field should be prone to the blast, and there is a repeated field history of blast in that field. And your management, again, is not good with water and nitrogen fertilization as well. And weather also should come also into as a factor of your decision. And then protect the upper 3 leaves of the rice from sheath blight. As long as the upper 3 leaves are protected, there is not much worry on the yield. And again, timing is very important for SMUT and KERNEL SMUT. And usually we miss out that timing. Too early is too bad, and too late is too bad as well. So make use of your money to benefit from the fungicide application. And at last, and but not least, water volume is very important. And the more the water to carry the fungicide, the more will be the coverage, and the better the disease situation would be. And with that, I would like to thank the Rice Checkoff for funding such experiments, and also our industry supporters. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach us. We are here to serve you. And thank you very much.